my friends, welcome to Discoveries in Mixed Media. And today what we're going to be doing is stiffening and cutting fabric. So grab your fabric scraps and grab some matte fluid medium and let's have some fun. So once you stiffen your fabrics, you can cut them into shapes and then you can use them just like you would any other embellishment on a tag, in your journal, all that. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so once again, you're going to need some fluid matte medium, and you're going to need something. You could use cardboard, you could use this, whatever this thing is. Cover it in plastic, whatever you choose to use. Go ahead and cover it in plastic. I covered it in saran wrap and then used tape to hold everything in place. So you could do the same. Now, I suppose you could do the same on your desk. Just make sure you taped all the edges. But if I wanted to move this around, remove it from my desk, put it somewhere else while my project's dry, then I can easily do that. So keep that in mind. If you're going to do it right on your desk, you're not going to be able to move it right away, and it's not going to dry immediately. So keep that in mind. Also grab a brush. It doesn't have to be a foam brush like this one. It can be any kind of brush that you would like. I just happen to grab a foam brush. Before we get into it, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. So we're going to take our matte medium and we're going to spread it on the paper or the plastic, and then I'm going to put my fabric down, and then I'm going to go over it again. I'm going to go over top of the fabric with more of the matte medium. You want to saturate it enough so that when it dries, it'll dry stiff, okay? Now I have some scraps, and before I get started with the matte medium, I want to go ahead and take a look at my scraps. And I know for sure, well, at least I think I know for sure. Let's start with a different one. So for this one, I could go ahead and just do the whole piece and then cut it to whatever shape I want when I'm done. And I think that's what I will do with this one. So we'll put this one up here. Now this one, I think what I'd like to do is just get the fruit to be stiffened. So I'm going to get rid of the rest of it. These could be cute actually. I'll go ahead. This would be great colors for a summer journal. I'll go ahead and get rid of those, or those white pieces, but I'll keep this one. And then we'll keep this one just as it is. We have another here. The lemon is the only one that's in good shape except for these squiggly lines. So we'll go ahead and do that. I could do the whole sheet, but I don't really want to waste my my medium. So that's why I am cutting away the parts, just so I don't waste it, like I said. But this will be cute lemon. That'll be great in a summer journal. Now this is just a nice big piece of yellow tie-dye fabric, so I just thought that would be fun. That one's ready to go basically. I have this, and this is just pretty. So what I'm going to do with this, I'll just take and cut this much off, and I'll save the rest of that. And then we've got this. This is super pretty too. Interesting. It's actually tempting to do the whole thing. I know I can cut this out. I could cut these out and create an art piece with those because they are basically small flowers. I don't think I want this down here with the sewn part in it. Yeah, I think I'll get rid of that. Yeah, it's a little bit big. I think it's, well, maybe not. It is a little bit big. Let me cut some of this away. I'll put this aside and maybe do it. If I do a second round, I'll, use it then. So I'm gonna put this up here. And then for this, I definitely don't really need all the white, so I will just go ahead and cut the really pretty parts. I'll leave a little space around the edges. And I don't really need that for any reason. I know this is almost cut off, but I don't care. It's so pretty. I'm not gonna waste it. And here's a small one. Who knows what we can do with it? So let's take it. So we might be able to do a little something with it. Like I said, I'm leaving a little bit of space around the edges just so in case I want it to be a certain shape later. Oops, there we go. All right, we'll get rid of these parts here. Now let me see if all of these will fit on the board all at one time. Let's find out real quick if I can do this in one go round. All right, my friends, so this is a pretty good layout. I did reduce the size of a few pieces so I could get it all on the board. And now we're gonna go ahead and get started with our matte medium. Now, since I have this covered in plastic, I'm just gonna go ahead and squirt some right on the board. And then I will go ahead and spread that out. I think I didn't get this edge, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. I can see it coming up through the fabric, which is great. Now I'm going to put some over top. See, this is super easy. And I know you guys have scrap fabrics, and this is just a fun way to use them up if you want to. Create something nice with them. All right, so that one is done. Now we'll go ahead and do the yellow one. All right, my friends, I got all of the fabric covered. And now I'm going to go ahead and set this aside so it can dry. And I'll meet you back here when it's ready to go for phase 2. All right, my friends, I do believe that these are dry. So we're going to go ahead and pull them off. And so go ahead, I'm going to scooch this down here so you can see. Go ahead and gently grab a corner and then lift it off of the plastic. All right, and then when you feel it, it feels so good. And you know what it feels like? This is interesting. It feels like the back of a patch. You know, a patch that has the glue on it that you can iron? That's what it feels like. So this is kind of fun. So this one came up. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of them up. All right, my friends, so we have our pieces here. There's a few that are not 100% dry, and that's okay. I'm just going to set them aside and let them dry. I'm pretty sure the rest of these are dry. This one might be a little, I don't know, I think it's pretty dry. Okay. If you don't see a piece here that you saw earlier, I'm gonna, like this one, I feel like there's just still a little bit of moisture there. So I'm gonna flip it upside down, and I've got the fan on, and so that can help dry it. So I've got my eye on this one first because I already know, I knew going in, oh, this feels a little wet too, so let me set this over here. I knew going in that I would want to cut this into the shape of the lemon that it is. And I will tell you this, cutting this way as opposed to when it's fabric without any sort of medium on it, it's definitely easier because it's so much thicker now. All right, so that's so cute, I think. Look at that, it's adorable. So we've got this, and then let's, hold on. I feel like these pieces coordinate together, and then I feel like these pieces coordinate together. Does that make sense? All right, my friends, since I'm totally into using my masterboards right now, I figured I'd go ahead and use this masterboard to and add these to it, but I'm gonna cut this first. I did create a video of me putting these together, and also copies of the set that I created all at once is in my Etsy shop. So if you want masterboards and you don't have stuff to make, say maybe, I don't know, this color palette or whatever, if you just happen to really like it, go to my Etsy shop and check out the digital kit that I made, because it's got like a whole set of these with very similar flair. So let's go ahead and plan on cutting this. We're gonna say, we have a couple of options here. I could make an art piece, or we could make tags. I kind of think it would be fun to make tags. So what I'm gonna do is, these would be really tall tags. So let me check this out and see. I'm gonna take off a couple of inches off of the bottom. And then this piece can be used for a belly band or making small pieces of ephemera or whatever. Now I'm going to cut these. I like them to be about, I like my tags to be between 3 and 4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting here. And let's do this first one at 3 inches. Checking to see what I have left. We have 8, so let's do 2 4 inches. That's going to put us right here at this line on this letter. There we go. All right, 4 inches is to me, it's like a little bit of a wide tag, but it'll give us a lot of room to play with our new goodies over here. So let's see if I want these to be used on this one. So I'm going to set that aside. And then we'll see how we want to. This could just be a standalone tag already. It's already got its focal point. Like, you know, let's maybe move that aside. We'll pull it back in if we need to, but I'm thinking we just move that aside. All right, so what are we gonna do here? I definitely wanna use our lemon. I would definitely like to use this. And the great thing about this is now I can go around and I can cut these squiggle lines if I want to, which could be fun. Let's go ahead and do that since we can. That'll add a really fun detail. You'll notice that when I cut, there's no frayed edges. Sometimes we love that fray, and then sometimes we don't want that fray. So this is nice to have a nice clean edge, especially since I'm trying to do a squiggly line. So we're just going to place this here just in case. We may not leave it there, but that's where we're going to start. We could do this one at the top. Doesn't hurt me to cut it out. I can always save it and use it somewhere else. This will be a nice summery feeling tag. Now I wanted to let you know that you could really get in depth with this and make beautiful art pieces with your cut fabric. You can do an entire picture with this, which is really neat. And maybe someday we will get, we'll sink deeper into this. And actually that's the plan, is like to start, get you guys introduced to all these wonderful ways to use mixed media, and then kind of get deeper into it, but not make it so deep in the beginning that it's intimidating. I don't want to do that. Super cute, super cute. Okay, but that's not enough. I want to go around and I want to get this orange flower. Look how easily that cuts. It is fantastic. Oh yeah, that is fun. All right, and I can definitely save this for something else. So, let's see. Got our orange flower here up in the corner. This could go over it, or we could pull it down here. I like that. We have our lemon. We might not be able to put both on. I'm just playing. I do like that orange flower. I almost like the orange flower better than the lemon, but I'm going to stay focused. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a piece of this, and we will cut this. Okay, I'm thinking this goes here-ish. I could even tilt it a little bit. And our lemon goes like that. What do you guys think? I mean, I think that's so cute. I kind of like it. So let's just do it. Let's own this and let's do it. And I think what I'll do is put this piece on first, but this is kind of crooked, so I'm just gonna clean that up a little bit. This will glue on like a piece of paper now, which is really cool. Oops. The question is, do we want it straight or crooked? Yeah, let's do it straight. Right here in the center. Okay. Oh, now before, yeah, I got it. Before I lay this down, because it's going to be very blendy if I lay it down right there, we're going to go ahead and go over it with some bright green. And I've got this, and I also have this little bit of glitter. So let me grab a piece of scrap paper if I can find one. Here we go. Let's put this on here. So this is the other thing that you can do. You can then color or paint your fabric. All right, I'm gonna just test this down here. Oh, I kind of like that color. I'm not even gonna try the other one. This is perfect. So I'm just going right down the edge. And this is going to help it pop when it's sitting on top of that yellow fabric. So now we have just a nice edge on it. And now when we put it on here, see, it pops a little bit. It doesn't blend in so much, so I like that. All right, now we're going to put the top and the bottom on. Oh, this one is touching, so I must have put this up on the tag a little ways. So I'm actually going to move this up. And I can always trim a little bit of the bottom off. I just want it to look nice, you know, as we do. All right, my friends, now we're going to add a fun piece of really thick rickrack to the top. And instead of having to trim the bottom, let's go ahead and add a piece of rickrack down here. That'll be super cute. Coming together really nicely now, right, my friends? This is a fun tag. Excuse the fire truck going by. Got the windows open. All right, we've got that, and I think we just need one more touch right here. I have a yellow brad that's gonna fit in there perfectly because it's really big, so I think it'll look super good. Let me show it to you. See, I found these big ones at the thrift store. I think that's gonna be a perfect touch. Since I have to go through the rickrack, I'm going to use this tool again. Sometimes the fabric gets caught in it, so just be patient and you'll be able to get your piece out. And then what I do, it's usually like a bunch of fabric stuck right there. I'll just take my scissors and then just cut that off. And now I should be able to take my brad and get that through there. Yes, there we go. See, isn't that cute? I'll show it to you again in just a second. Super cute. Look at that. What a nice detail that is. Okay, so we got this one done. I like it. I think it's super cute. The only thing I can see that maybe we could do is go around it with this orange ink pad. Not necessary, but adds a little color to it. There we go. Cute, cute. I think it's super cute. So I really liked being able to cut the fabric the way that I was able to, add the marker without it bleeding in too far. I liked that as well. So let's do the blue one now. These pieces are getting nice and dry now, which is great. Those will be fun to play with. All right, so we're bringing this one over here. And I think right off the bat, the first thing I'd like to do is just make it not quite as big of a tag. So I'm gonna take this piece off here. To me, the dimensions just look a little bit better like this. And I wonder if I can cut the corners. I don't know, the paper might be too, oh, I got fabric here. There's no way I'm getting through that. So forget about that. Not gonna worry about cutting the corners. But I wanted to get a little more artistic with this one to just show you what you can do. So you can literally create an art piece with it. So I'm moving some of this away. Let's see how tall this is. I'm gonna save that for something else. Make a really pretty embellishment. Okay, so let's see. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this, gonna fussy cut this. Now keep in mind, I wanna give you some ideas while I'm fussy cutting. You could take your fabric, well, actually, before we started adding the matte medium, you could cut it into strips, and then you could work with strips. And you can create all kinds of fun things with strips. You could weave something. You know, you could just actually, I have a masterboard that I did with the matte medium, and I had cut it into strips. Now I haven't done anything with it yet, but it's nice and firm. Here's the back. So you can cut it into strips, but instead of doing this, because I was just making a masterboard, but instead of doing that, you could take and you could create a scene and or a background or something like that. I like this. I look forward to getting a little bit deeper into it and perhaps creating a really neat picture with it. That would be something different, wouldn't it, guys? And then you could use the picture on, you could use the picture as a journal topper if you wanted to. Sorry, my brain stopped for just a second because I was trying to decide if I was cutting this out or not. Okay, so now we have to do the other side because we don't, ooh, or, you know, I was gonna say we don't want a straight side, but what if we do accept a straight side? I still think I like this cut out, so let's do that. I think it'll have far more impact if it's cut out. I hope you'll do this because it's really kind of cool and it really feels neat in my hands. And I would like you to experience that if you have not already. I'd really like you to do that because I do think that the possibilities are pretty endless with how you could use this. I mean, I'm not even scratching the surface, to be honest with you. So give it a try. Use up some of your fabric scraps. That's the great thing, the great fun thing about mixed media is we really do have an opportunity to use up our stash and our scraps. And I'm working on that this year, as many of us are. All right, my friends, I think I got it cut pretty good. Oh yeah, that's so cool. I love that. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, and then whether we use one of these or not, we're not sure because we might not even need it. But let me cut one out real quick. Sort of a very loose fussy cut. Such a dainty little design. I'm thinking maybe as opposed to more flowers on this one, oh gosh, that's so pretty. Let's save that for something else. It'll get lost, and look, it's just so pretty. So let's save that. Let's put this down, and then we'll decide if we want to, you know, put a bird on there or something, because maybe we do. I'm going to move this down here so that can end up on there. Okay. I'm going to cut this off now because I don't want to glue it and then have glue flapping around all over the place. I wonder if I want to pull this over a little bit more, or do I leave it like it is? I'll leave it. All right, I'm in love with that. Now, let's see. I think I might find a bird that, or a butterfly, a bird or a butterfly that can go on there. All right, my friends, I found a butterfly, and you kind of can't go wrong with a butterfly. So I'm gonna pop it on right here. Love it. So pretty. It just works perfectly well with it. Since we're having fun with rickrack today, let's go ahead and get some on here. I'm going to add this for a tab, just like I did the first one. Oh my goodness, friends, check these out. I'm going to zoom in. I'm not going to pick them up. I'm just going to go ahead and put them right here. I'm going to zoom in on that so that you can see them. I love them. So today what we did was we learned how to stiffen and cut fabric to make art pieces, and that's what we did. We have this layer of fabric here with the lemon on top, which we went around the edges with the marker, and then we have this piece and this piece. We added some rickrack over top of a masterboard, and then on the same over here masterboard, we sort of fussy cut out our fabric, which looks beautiful on top of the masterboard, and then we added this fun trim and this butterfly. Now let's remind ourselves, why is this mixed media? Because we've mixed a bunch of different stuff. We have cardstock, we have paper, we have fabric, we have newspaper, we have marker, we have metal. And similar over here, we've got cardboard, all different kinds of paper, and then we have fabric, and then we have trim. So, and writing, authentic letter writing right there. So it is definitely mixed media. I hope you love these guys. I love them. I'm so happy that I did this episode and just had fun playing with the matte medium. If you don't have some matte medium, go ahead and get it, because we're going to use it in a variety of things. Get yourself a mixed media pad and get yourself some matte medium, and we're going to have some fun. Well, thanks for watching. See you soon.